Yes, let's just go into analyzing the market for today. Let's see what the market has in store. Like Barbara has already intimated, the big thing today is obviously the US presidential elections. So that's the main thing for today. That's a good thing about the economic. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't have known that for the last month or so. In fact, even beginning of the year, you should have been aware about the US elections coming up today. But even that is on the economic calendar too. So even if you'd forgotten, which you shouldn't have if you're a trader, but even if you'd forgotten, you can see it's on the economic calendar too. So we'll start with the economic calendar as usual. Today is the 3rd of November. Again, make sure wherever you are in the world, you put the correct time zone, so you're checking the correct times, especially now that the clocks are going back and forth and all that. You need to make sure you're using the correct time zone so you're not checking the reports at the wrong time. So obviously I'm in Rwanda, so it's GMT +2. So all the times I'll be quoting will be GMT +2 times, but make sure you use your own time. And you can see right at the top, you've got the US presidential elections. And as we know, because it's the US, the presidential elections would affect the global markets and all currency pairs. And of course, it's, no one knows what's going to be the outcome. And most importantly, we're not sure when the results will come out. So although the elections, obviously, as you all know, they've been early voting and millions of people have already cast their votes in the US. But today is when everybody will go to the polls and cast their votes. Today, Tuesday. Ideally, the results should come out tomorrow, Wednesday. But due to the unprecedented numbers of people voting, obviously with the COVID problems, there might be issues with counting the votes and all that. And obviously, Trump has said he's going to contest the results. So the results might not actually be known unless it's an overwhelming victory for one of the candidates. If it's an overwhelming victory from one of the candidates, then we could get the results tomorrow, Wednesday. Otherwise, the results might not come out till Thursday, Friday, or even next week. If you remember the case with Al Gore and George Bush, the results of the Al Gore-George Bush presidential elections took a long while before George Bush was declared the president. So what I'm just trying to say is that until we know for certain who the president is, there's going to be ups and downs in the markets. Because as we all know, a Republican victory and a Democratic victory comes with different consequences. And of course, the markets will need to decide what to do before they take any action. They want to see if it's the Democrats that are going to run the country or the Republicans. So due to that uncertainty, the markets are going to be up and down till the outcome is known. So it's just for you to know that until that outcome is known, whether it be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever it is, until that time, be extremely careful trading the markets. So be very careful. But let's hope it to be tomorrow and everyone can get on with their lives, so to speak. So that's the main thing for today. And of course, the upcoming days, the presidential elections in the US, and waiting for the results and the outcome. The Australian interest rate decision has come and gone. At 10 today, again, remember this is all GMT +2 times. We have the Eurogroup video conference. Again, although it's classified as high, it's just a video conference. They're not announcing any reports or policies or economic reports. So it's just a video conference. So we don't need to worry about that. And looking at for the rest of the day, there are no other reports of note for the rest of the day. Obviously, if you're trading currency paired with New Zealand, that would be interesting to you. But of course, you can see that's a quarter to midnight, Rwandan time. So for the Euro US dollar, There are no reports of high importance due out today, specific for the Euro-US dollar, but we can't forget the US elections today and the uncertainty that's going to cause in the markets today. So in view of that, we'll definitely not be having 3 attempts, although as you can see, there are no reports of high importance. So technically you can start trading straight away. You can have started trading from midnight today. And there are no reports of high importance today. So you can have 3 attempts ideally. But like I said, in view of the US presidential elections, until the results are known, I'm only going to have 1 attempt in the market today, and also tomorrow only 1 attempt until the results are known. So today we'll assess the market, we'll place our trades, but I'm only going to have 1 live attempt at the market today, only 1. This is not the time to have 3 attempts at the market. Because like I said, although there are no results of high importance due out today, there are no public holidays. So under normal circumstances, today is a kind of day where you could have 3 attempts at the market today because there's nothing stopping you, no reports of high importance, no public holidays. But because of the US presidential elections, we're only going to have 1 live attempt at the market today. Again, always remember to check the rest of the week. So I'll go to next 7 days because the rest of the week too can impact your trading depending on what's coming up. And today, this week you have the US unemployment report coming out on Friday. The US unemployment report is a report of mega importance, of huge importance. It comes out on the first Friday of every month. And that report is highly anticipated and moves all financial markets and all currency pairs. So that's also coming out this week on Friday. So that's another thing to be mindful of trading this week, along with the US presidential election. So this looks like a week of just 1 attempt at the market till Friday. So that's why it's always good to check the rest of the week. So tomorrow is the 4th of November, which is Wednesday. Nothing. Then we go to Thursday the 5th. And then on Thursday the 5th, you can see you've got the Bank of England interest rate decision. Interest rate decisions are very, very important with currency trading. So interest rate decisions, especially from the Bank of England and the US Fed, is always of extremely high importance. So you can see here on Thursday, we have the UK Bank of England interest rate decision and also the US Fed interest rate decision. So again, that's a huge thing coming out later on in the week on Thursday that could also cause the market to trend sideways up until Thursday. And then on Friday the 6th, we have the big one, which is the US unemployment rate report. So we've got some major reports of importance coming out on Thursday, the UK and US interest rate decision, and on Friday, US unemployment report. So definitely today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday up until the reports. And of course, like I said, until the the outcome of the US elections are known, you're only going to, well, I don't know what you would do, but I would only be having 1 attempt at the market each day until all these things are resolved. So just to highlight that, don't forget to check the rest of the week because that could also impact your trading. And then of course, Market Watch. Obviously, the big thing for is the US election, but just out of a habit, it's always good just to check Market Watch to see if there's any other thing causing problems in the markets. But like I said, the US elections is dominating everything for now. So now that we have a good base to approach the markets, and this is always very important because before you start trading or placing trades, you want to have a clear idea whether you should be trading at all, whether it's safe to trade, and what time you should be trading and how many attempts you should have that day. So this is a routine you should, I'm sure you all know that by now, but that's a routine you should have, checking the economic calendar, checking what's happening the rest of the week, checking the Market Watch. Then you can make an objective decision of how you approach the market that day. And like you know, every day is different. So for today, we're going to have just one attempt at the market. So let's go. So looking at the charts, you can see I already had my white. Oh, let's start from swing trading. So we'll go from the daily time frame. So as you know, when I do swing trading, I use the daily time frame. And you can see saying that on the platform, the market has been trending sideways. So even if you're swing trading, the chart analysis and chart interpretation is still the same. So even with swing trading, you don't want to trade within a sideways trend as a swing trader. So all those principles still apply in terms of chart analysis. So once the chart market starts trending sideways, you don't want to trade within a sideways trend. And currently, on the daily time frame, the market is trending sideways. And as you can see, I've marked out my sideways trend. And so I'm just going to keep on watching this until it breaks the sideways trend. But till then, I won't be placing a swing trade. So yes, avoid trading within a sideways trend also applies to swing trading. And that's why I've marked out the highest point and the lowest point, and I'm going to avoid trading within the sideways trend. So nothing to do for the swing trade. So we'll go to the 5-minute time frame, day trading. So again, this is a sideways trend from yesterday, the white lines I drew, but you can now see it's been broken at the top end. So you can see that it's broken the sideways trend. So it's broken. R1 was initially just outside the sideways trend. So you can see R1 was initially outside the sideways trend. Potentially you could have bought above R1 if you were up early. Actually, that's what I did on my FX Primers platform. I'm in this buy trade on my other FX Primers platform. But usually, since I'm using this platform to trade with you guys, I was waiting for you guys. But like I've always said before, do not wait for the sessions or do not wait for my posts to make your own trading decisions. The whole aim of the course you've been on and the whole aim of this discussions and mentorship on the platform is to enable you to make decisions for yourself. So I'm not making you guys to be dependent on me. The plan is for you to make your own decisions, make your own trades, place your own trades. So the plan is for you to be dependent and for you to make your own decisions. So you don't have to wait for my posts or the sessions before you place your trades. If you see an opportunity, you've done your analysis, you can go for it. And like I said, technically you can start trading from midnight. Once the new pivot point settings have come about, you can start trading straight away. Obviously, you still have to take everything else into consideration. Whether there's a report coming out, don't trade prior to the report of high importance. But today is a good example whereby there are no reports of high importance due out that could affect Euro-US dollar. There are no public holidays. So you could have technically started trading this Euro-US dollar from midnight. Or if you woke up at 4 o'clock, you start at 4 o'clock. If you woke up at 5, you start at 5. So, and again, you can see why it's important to start trading early. Because you can see the market doesn't wait for anybody, it doesn't wait for you. So that's why I'm usually up trading early, because I know the market is not going to wait for Remy to wake up before it moves or does something. So on the other platform, I already have a buy live trade I bought there. Obviously, I could lose out on it, and that's part of trading. Losses is part of trading. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that you should not wait for me or wait for sessions before you place your trades. So now that we've missed this, you can see the market has broken the sideways trend, broken R1. So we can now delete these lines. We don't need them anymore. So we'll see what's going to happen with this new trend. But it's obviously broken R1. So we can't use R1 to trade anymore because it's been broken. We can't use R2 to trade, so there are no buy opportunities. So the market continues to go up. We can't buy here, and because it's already been broken. and we can buy R2. So the only opportunity now is for us to sell below the pivot point. And the pivot point is 1.1639. So 2 pips below that is 1.1637. So, oh yeah, okay. Sorry, 0.5. So I'm just doing 50 pip per pip. So pending order, sell stop. So that's 1.1637. Stop loss 20 pips, 1.1657. And profit limit is 60 pips below. This is where I bring out the calculator, because your boy can do mental maths. So 1637 minus 60. So that's 1577. 1.1577. There we go. Obviously, you can set it to expire, but I do mine manually. There you go. So there are currently no buy opportunities because we've missed that one. So if it continues to go up tough, we've missed it. We only have a sell opportunity to sell below the pivot point. So place my pending sell order there, 2 pips below the pivot point with a 20 pips stop loss, 60 pips profit limit. And like I said, in view of the US presidential elections and the reports coming out on Thursday and Friday, I am only going to have one live attempt at the market today. So basically, this might be the only trade. No, not be. This will be if the market falls and takes this trade, this would be my only trade for today. But of course, we'll update you on the platform. So that's the plan so far for today. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can either send the question through the question box or you can raise your hand. Questions, comments? Oh, don't forget, let me quickly show you again. I'm sure I don't know if you are all on the call where we discussed money management, but I'm now going to be trading Euro, USD, Pound, Dollar, and Dollar Yen, these 3 markets. And we discussed that during the money management part 2. Obviously, if you missed the session, you can watch the recording of that money management part 2, where we discussed that in detail. And of course, if you go to the platform, if you go to the featured section, it's there on the featured section, so you can watch that recording of money management part 2, where we discussed on how you could trade multiple markets. But you don't have to trade multiple markets. But if you want to trade multiple markets, we discussed that during that session on how you can do that within your money management. So you can watch that recording about that on the platform. Okay, so if there are no questions, we'll all go for breakfast. Breakfast.